All right, y'all. It's 9 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And it's about time to get that, that sauce, y'all. So I'm coming with your sauce. It's Friday night. Coming with that good old Friday night sauce. But, it's your girl, Tyra Jacqueline. Throw a 1 in the chat if you're watching me live. Throw a 2 in the chat if you're watching the replay. I'll be right back.
1 sec. All right, that's a lot better. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am Marvin Anderson. We have some amazing information for you, ladies and gentlemen, today. For those of you just getting into the chat, do me a favor, type in the bottom of the chat where it is you're tuning in from. We love to hear where all our viewers are listening in from. And then also as well, there's a 17-question quiz on there. You can type yes or no to the 17-question quiz. As we go through our presentation today, you will understand what this is there. So you know whether if you need our services or not. In the meantime, I am Marvin Anderson. So Marvin Anderson, aka Mr. 800. I will be your host for this evening. I'm going to be introducing a couple of presenters. This first presenter that I'm getting ready to introduce into the floor, she is an absolute hurricane in our business. She's a sales director in our business. She's absolutely helped a bunch of people in our business with their credit and financially. This woman has a bunch of gems for you all tonight. So without further ado, I actually like to help me drop in the chat, some flames in the chat. Drop me some flames in the chat. I'd like to introduce Miss Tyra Jackson. Are you there?
Yes, Marvin. I am here. Can you hear and see me?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. And that is Tyra Jacqueline. But anyway, hey everybody, how y'all doing? It's your girl Tyra Jacqueline. Do me a favor and let's talk a little bit while you're here today. I want you to throw 1 in the chat if you are here because you want to learn about budgeting and savings and getting better credit. Put a 2 in the chat if you want to become a homeowner. Throw a 3 in the chat if you have a business or you're looking to be an aspiring business owners and you like, hey, well, I want to get some business credit, sooner or later because I'm going to be a business owner and an entrepreneur. Or if you're doing a combination of those, let us know. Throw a 4 in the chat. If you are here because you heard that we are financial literacy influencers and you want to know how you can become one as well, throw a 4 in the chat. And if it's a combination of those things, why don't you just go ahead and throw a 5 in the chat, okay? Anybody looking to purchase or refinance a car? But guess what? You do need your credit better for that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to introduce myself. And just to let y'all know, I do love a very interactive webinar. And what I mean by that, y'all, I'm going to do the whole call and responses. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know back in church when the pastor would say something, when he wants a response, he going to say, hey, say something back. So the way you say something back here means you just want to throw it in the chat. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start from the beginning, y'all. I want y'all to take notes. I want y'all to grab a pen and a paper and take notes. Also, share this link with somebody you love, man, because financial literacy is for everybody. And everything shared tonight can be clarified by the person who invited you here to the call tonight. And we also going to answer y'all questions at the end. So guess what? This is going to be a holistic thing for y'all tonight. And once again, thank y'all so much for being here. Can y'all see my screen?
Yes, we can.
All right. Thank you so much. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. My name is Tyra Jacqueline, a.k.a. I also call myself the Creditator. Some of y'all old enough to know what that means and where I actually got that from. I am a financial literacy enricher. I'd like to call myself more than an influencer. Why? Because I want to enrich your mind, your body, and your spirit, okay? And I'm going to explain a little bit of that in about 15 minutes. I do have backgrounds in real estate, insurance, and social services, guys. I did work for y'all favorite 3 letters of the alphabet for about a decade. come April 15th. So y'all know who I'm talking about. Okay. Let's see. So I want to talk to y'all a little bit about why credit is important. And I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to go a little fast. So please take some screenshots. And like I said, we will answer questions. For the sake of time, I will need to go a little fast, y'all. But credit allows you to leverage OPM, which is other people's money. Okay. Your credit does equal your character when it comes to these banks, guys. Are you trustworthy? That's what the banks want to know. So I do want y'all to understand that your credit report and your credit scores are two separate entities. Although you might see them together, but they are two separate. Okay, got it. Okay. They are two separate entities and they do need to be worked simultaneous. First and foremost, everybody needs to do this. So like I said, I'm going to explain and give y'all some actionable steps. I need y'all to clean up your credit report. How do you do that? You need to get rid of all old information that's on your credit report and only have one of each. That means one name, one address, one employer. But guess what? I want you to actually get rid of all your phone numbers. Now, did y'all know that there is actually an algorithm? There are factors that equal up your actual credit score. Yes, there is. And I'm about to go over what those actual scores are. So this thing has mine is on. Okay. So your payment history, guys, which is the biggest part of your credit score, is 35%. Guys, pay your bills on time. Okay. Put your stuff on automatic pay if need be. Okay. But pay your bills on time. One late payment undoes 3 late on-time payments, and it takes 9 months just to recover from one late payment. And yes, one late payment can drop your credit score anywhere from 50 to 100 points, guys. Next biggest chunk is 30%, which is credit card utilization. Now, people believe that this 30% actually means leave all your credit cards at 30%. And no, that is actually incorrect. Let me explain that in simple terms. Okay, let's just make believe that you have 2 credit cards and they are both have a $500 limit. So we all agree that 500 and 500 is $1,000. What that 30% actually means is that the balances should be no higher than $150, because 150 and 150 equals 300, which is 30% of 1,000. I'm pretty sure we will all agree to that. So please keep your credit card utilization under 30%. Guess what? The rule of thumb is actually under 10. That is how you optimize the most out of not just your credit score, but your credit report as well. Utilization is very important to banks. All right, guys. So let me give y'all some more actionable steps. And this is what I actually want y'all to do. Tomorrow may be Saturday, but guess what? The credit card people, they might be working. So this is what I want everybody to do. Okay. Call up your credit card company, and I want you to ask for a credit limit increase and a interest decrease. Now, what the credit limit increase actually is going to do is to decrease your credit card utilization. And yes, it gives you more room, but that doesn't mean spend more money, but it will give you more room and decrease your utilization. Also, a decrease in interest is, of course, going to save you money. Another big thing that I want you to do is ask for a product change. Ask them, is there anything available to you that's better to for your credit card? Now, what an product change actually does is allows you to keep your account history. Nothing will change. It's just better for you. Now, account history is the next thing that I'm going to, which is 15% of your credit score. Old credit is good credit. Listen, credit cards are not the devil. I don't care what you were taught growing up. They are not the devil, but you must treat them well. Old credit is good credit. Make sure you keep accounts open as long as you can. The next 10% of that algorithm is new inquiries or new credit, however you want to call it. However, anytime that you're applying for a loan, they are going to do what's called a hard inquiry or a hard pull on your credit. Listen, guys, if you know your credit is a little challenged, don't go applying for a whole bunch of things at one time, especially cars. I done seen upmost of 80 and 70 inquiries because people want to apply for things that they know they're not qualified for because their credit is challenged. And did y'all know when you're applying for a car, each each lender that they are actually trying to get you approved for will run your credit each time. And yes, this will run your credit down. Okay, so please keep your inquiries under 5 each year. The best is 2 or less. Okay, and yes, inquiries can be removed in the credit repair process. The last 10% of your credit score is what we call a credit mix, because there are different types of accounts. There are installment accounts and revolving accounts. Installment accounts are the type of accounts that have the same payment each month. We're talking about mortgages and car notes and personal loans. Okay, they got the same dollar amount each month. Revolving credit is the type of accounts that will have different type, that every month different types of payments, like credit cards, lines of credit. And of course, we are going to call that revolving because, why are we calling it revolving? Because you're going to pay it down, use it, pay it down, use it like a revolving door. And then there's also alternative credit lines as well that I'm about to get into. Now, listen, if you need to beef up your credit report, if you need to increase your credit score, you want to add trade lines, and you can add alternative credit. Like, for example, we have rent reporting. Okay, let me ask y'all a question. I want you to throw rent in the chat if you are currently renting right now. I want to see rent in the chat. Who is renting? Does everybody on here homeowners? Huh? Okay, didn't think so. All right. Yes. So listen, this is what I need y'all to do. I need y'all to actually use your rent to help you increase your credit. And yes, you can do that. Okay. Also, you can add your utilities. You can add streaming services. You can add what I like to call credit builder savings loans. Now, with these credit builder savings loans, I know you've heard of some of these companies. Now, because of these, how you actually use them is they're going to like lend you a small amount of money, right? And to actually this every month, and those each month are going into not only are they account, they're actually going to credit well. Okay, hold your credit, and then they also, because at the end they are actually getting the money back, minus the little fee that they take out building loans. Also, we have authorized. If you become an authorized user or a co-signer on somebody's account, someone who keeps low credit and at the one time. Now, I want you to do your due diligence, man, for anything, but especially credit. I want you to make sure you're applying to all 3 credit bureaus, okay, and avoid that actually have monthly fees. Some fees, but avoid cards with monthly. Oh, what credit pulling from? That is majorly important, and so important because they are 90%, okay, and strong credit cards. So make sure that you are getting them. Yeah. So there's this little summary about some things that I spoke about, with the exception of the 5th and rule. There is a method to paying your credit, help your credit, meaning you want to 15 days in advance of the, and then another second payment 3 days of the due date. Why? Because that 3 days at statement date, it could be 3 to 4 days statement date. Pay by the statement date and not the due date. That's how they get us, y'all. Okay, so pay by the statement date, not the due date. That second payment that you actually make actually goes towards the principal, because if y'all didn't know, the fees that we pay the credit cards actually will go to any fees and the interest first. The second payment will go to the principal. Okay, now do me a favor, who use debit cards? Do me a favor, put debit in the chat if you use debit cards. Let me see who's using debit cards here. Okay. I'm seeing there's a few folks that's using debit cards, but guess what? I want y'all to stop using debit cards. And here's why. There are no protection for you when it comes to debit cards. There's lots of risks, guys. The average person actually swiped their credit card 70 to 80 times a month. And when you do that, you are putting your entire checking account at risk each time you swipe. So you don't want to keep on swiping debit cards because you don't want to keep on exposing your accounts to hackers, guys. And if that does happen and you report some type of fraud, what's going to happen? The bank is actually going to freeze the account. And the investigation will take time. We don't know how long the investigation is going to take. So you want to make sure you're not using debit cards, guys. But what I do want you to use are credit cards, guys. There's so many advantages to using credit cards. What are you going to do? You're going to build your credit history, okay? You can access to emergency funds, guys. Debit cards do not build credit. I mean, I know there's a few out there that that is like a credit building debit card, yeah, but you're still at the same risk of swiping a debit card. You can earn points and rewards and get cash back, fraud protection, sign-on bonuses like the 0% entry for 12, 18 months, something like that. And some credit cards have different types of protections and insurance for like travel and cell phones. So please, we want you to get your credit to the point where you can get these type of credit cards that's actually going to give you a lot of protection, guys. Now, I want to give y'all real quick what bad credit versus good credit can actually look like. Now, you see two people, they will purchase the same house at a 30-year fixed $240,000 mortgage. Do you see how the people in the red, the person in the red, their monthly payment, because they have bad credit as opposed to the person with the good credit? So the person with the bad credit score of 560 has a monthly payment of $2,655 as opposed to the person in the green with the credit score of 740. Remember, guys, these are FICO scores, not the things that you see like on other places, but these are FICO scores, okay? Their monthly payment is only $1,149. We can all do math here and see that that's more than twice of what the monthly payment is. Also, the interest rate for the person with the good credit is less. The person with the bad credit is 3 times more than the person with the good credit. The person with the bad credit is paying for this house 3 times, while the person with the good credit pays less than half than the person with the bad credit, guys. This is what credit does. And this is why we have to keep your credit and everything good. All right. So how can you keep your credit good? All right. So in financial literacy, as a financial literacy service here, we have the #1 proven protection plan to help you achieve those good credit scores and financial profiles. Let's talk about it a little bit. Now, I know we said there's a few people on here who would like to purchase homes, right? So what do you need to do in purchasing a home? You definitely need to budget. You definitely need to save, and you're going to possibly need to pay some debt down as well. And that's what these services do. Please understand that these 13 services are placed together to help you actually build and protect not only your credit, but your finances as well. And they're also thought here to change your behavior. Managing your finances better by budgeting and saving and not overspending will help your credit. Why? Because it's changing your behaviors. It's due to changing your relationship with your finances. And that is our goal here. So yes, credit restoration is our flagship product, and credit repair is basically we're taking the bad stuff off your credit, but we want to help you restore your credit by giving you the knowledge, by giving you the information to treat your finances better, to help you increase and better your relationship with your finances, to keep your credit good and not just use credit repair as a band-aid. So our credit restoration program is ran by our credit attorneys as well. Now, our credit attorneys, yes, they help write our dispute letters, but in the event that you have to go to court, guess who can help you? Our credit attorneys. If you have issues with identity theft and other common errors that are on credit reports and all that stuff, our credit attorneys can assist you there. They can also give you some advisement. We have credit monitoring and identity theft monitoring to actually help protect you. Listen, guys, I was a victim of ID theft before, and it was no fun getting it straightened out. I had to fly to a different city because the theft was going on in my hometown. I had to spend a lot of money and spend a lot of time getting it off my credit report. But see, I was being irresponsible. I wasn't monitoring my credit. And yes, I could sit here and say, well, nobody taught me about credit. No, they didn't. But guess what? Everybody tonight is going to walk away just a tad bit more financially literate after tonight. Okay, so now we also have a financial lockbox, which is a iCloud-based system as a safe deposit box. Your net worth calculator, which is just your liabilities minus your assets minus your liabilities. Everybody knows these celebrities. We can Google their net worths. However, you have a net worth as well. You should know how much you are worth. And if you are using these services properly, your net worth should be increasing. Okay, we also have a will and trust and durable financial medical power of attorney. With your will and trust, that is estate planning. We all have assets, things that we need to protect, including our minor children. Now, did you know that if you had children out of wedlock, that the custody of your children does not belong to you? It belongs to the state government. If something happens to you, what's going to happen with your children? Unless you went down to your state system and got the custody of your children, your child protective services. Yes, you have to actually give children get the custody of the children you birth, because it doesn't belong to you. She does not belong to you. What's going to happen with your children if it's not documented properly? If you die suddenly, what's going to happen? And are our children not our biggest assets? Correct? I believe y'all would agree with me. Yes. Can y'all type yes in the chat if we believe that our children are our most important assets? Yeah. Houses, cars, jewelry. Yeah, we got all the stocks, bonds. Yeah, that's important. We need those things, but our children are what's important. And then, as I stated, a durable financial medical power of attorney, someone to make decisions for you in the event that you can't make decisions for yourself for whatever reason. And for anybody who are business owners or aspiring business owners or landlords or anything like that, we have Rocket Lawyer Services. And Rocket Lawyer Services, you have a documented legal library documentations of contracts. You can actually make your form your business, make your business formation. You can do Rocket Lawyer has a lot of services, guys. That's basically all I'm trying to say. And also, in the event that you need to retain an attorney outside of the credit stuff, you get a 40% discount just because you are a customer with us. Now, let me ask y'all a question. Is that fire? If it is, throw some fire in the chats, guys. Like I said, y'all, we got to use these services together. But the most important thing is the idea that you are going to learn financial literacy. Because if you don't change your mindset, if you don't change your behavior, and if you don't change your relationships with your finances, period, nothing's going to change. So it has to start here first. And that is what this system is designed to do. And that's why we are here as well. Now, there's a few other services my business is going to go over. We see we have a couple of other things to go, but I'm going to stop right here because that is the end of my part of the actual presentation when it comes to here. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure y'all stay on, because these are the same services. Let me tell you how I got here. These are the same services that helped me achieve my biggest win of getting an $11,000 collection account off my credit. See, let me tell y'all what happened with me. Okay, so I was married once upon a time, and what happened is how I got to these services. I did some things with my spouse at the time that we only put in my name, like a good little wife, which left me with some credit issues. So these services helped me get $11,000 credit off my $11,000 collection off my credit report. But who I'm going to bring up next, Marvin, are you going to introduce our testimony?
Yes, that was awesome, Tyra. Absolutely amazing job on presenting our services and sharing that information with us. You all drop some value in the chat if you got value from what Miss Tyra had presented to you all. Just drop some value in the chat. Give her some flames in the chat. Pump her up. She did an absolutely amazing job. For this next individual that I'm getting ready to bring on, his absolutely amazing. Since he started with our service, he's been with quite some time now. I'm going to into the chat for me. Help me introduce Mr. Willie Jones. Are you there?
And you know I am. And y'all know I'm in the building. Can y'all hear me? And can y'all see me?
Yes, sir, we can.
Okay. With that being said, guys, how y'all doing? I want to thank Tyra for going ahead and dropping these gems in the chat, man. Not in the chat, but in the webinar.
Uh-oh. Can y'all still hear us?
Financial literacy. Ready.
Willie, you froze. You're back.
Okay. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm from Fort Lauderdale, guys. I'm 34 years old. I just learned about credit, 5 years ago, which is bad because we wasn't taught, like I said. So I got started, guys, with a 432. My first round of disputes, 23 days of starting with this company, guys, my credit score went up 98 points. So what I'm going to do is show y'all what my credit looked like back then. Can y'all see my screen? I'm sure y'all can see my screen now because I'm sharing it. So like I said, it jumped up 98 points, guys, on my first dispute, as you see right there to the top. And I said, you know what? Y'all.
So if y'all need any assistance, make sure you hit me up and I can assist you. Text me at 844-243-4901. That number once again is 844-243-4901.
29 points as I stayed on here. And I kept utilizing these services, guys. And guess what? I got my credit card removed. I didn't know anything about those 30% utilization rate. What I did, I ran it up and I couldn't pay it back. So guess what I did? I had to get it removed because it was closed. So I got 22 student loans removed as well, as you guys can see right here. 12 off Equifax and then another 10 off TransUnion. But guess what? I was able to get my car, as you can see, with my daughter sitting in there. That's my twin right there, guys. So with that being said, I kept moving, guys. I kept going.